But now moving on to some recent comments that James Gunn made that has the internet losing their minds. Hey, real quick, look at James Gunn trying to manufacture some aura. But with the marketing for Superman ramping up, James Gunn has been doing a bunch of interviews, and in one of those interviews conducted by Greg Alba of The Real Rejects, shout out to a legend, James Gunn was asked about how he deals with online criticism. To which he said, and I quote, "I do tune out most of social media, but every once in a while someone will say something. It's always the weirdest stuff. And then I go, I think I might be getting upset about something a 12-year-old in India is saying. You know what I mean? And I'm like, let it go." And of course, a certain portion of the internet immediately started to say that James Gunn is a racist. Which to that I gotta say, are you stupid? I think like if we actually use our brains and be logical about this shit, this is very easy to break down. One, should James Gunn have made this specific comment by calling out a 12-year-old in India? It's just a very poor choice of words. He could have just said being upset about something a kid is saying. And two, as someone who grew a large following on YouTube, I'm letting you know right now, when I was first starting out on there, I would get some very malicious and mean comments that were said by a certain demographic that James Gunn is mentioning here. So it definitely seems like James Gunn is speaking about a very specific, isolated incident and comment that he received. And that's not to say that he's putting a blanket statement on this one particular race. But again, definitely could have worded this way better. I do think it's funny how the next day he immediately tried to do some damage control by saying in another interview that he took a lot of inspiration from Bollywood films and Eastern films in general for Superman. Now again, I'm a glass half full kind of guy, so I like to believe he's just being honest, but the timing of the two comments is kind of questionable. Either way, to me, this is much ado about nothing. Moving on to some other bits of information and news we got about Superman. For everyone who keeps trying to divide David Cornsweet and Henry Cavill and all the previous iterations of Superman, while all of y'all want to tear him apart, they're supporting each other. David Cornsweet said that he's exchanged letters with not just Henry Cavill, but Tyler Hoechlin as well. They act like three legends can't coexist. And real quickly, according to Rotten Tomatoes, Superman is the most anticipated movie for July. Will it translate at the box office? We'll have to wait and see. But this bit of news really means something to me because James Gunn sought John Williams' blessing to use his theme in Superman. James Gunn said, and I quote, "John had to watch the way the music was used in the movie because it's his music. He owns it, and he had to okay it. He had to watch our trailer. We showed him everything. He was very gracious about it." And again, I love this because to me, John Williams' score is definitively Superman. Like, you can't not think of him. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I will say, Hans Zimmer came very, very fucking close. I love What Are You Gonna Do When You're Not Saving the World in Flight. And I'm sure John Murphy's gonna add his own motifs to the classic score to make it stand out. Because that shit is absolute cinema. Here's a picture of me